Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful pencil skirts, from the pattern drafting to cutting and sewing, all of this. If you are new here, please do well to hit on the subscribe button and please turn on your notification bell so you'll be first to get notified whenever I upload my next video. To my old subscribers, you guys are highly welcome, and please have it in mind that I love you guys so much. With that being said, guys, let's just get right into the video. If you're a total beginner, this video is for you, so please pay more attention to it. So guys, I have my pattern paper and we are going to be doing the drafting on my pattern paper here for more clarity. I have already drawn out a waistline here, like a guide. So that line is going to serve as the waistline. So from here, I'm going to now measure to the full length. For this paper, I have 24 and the full length I'm working with is 40 inches. So when I'm cutting on fabric, I will just replace the inches that are left, right? From the waistline, I came down by 9 inches, which is my waist to hip. And I'm going to also repeat it here to get a straight line. Now, one thing I forgot to do was to take away 2 inches from the waistline before marking my hip, because I'm going to be adding a waistband to this skirt later. So which means by the time I'm done cutting this on my fabric, I'm just going to take away the 2 inches, okay? So I'm going to explain that later. From the waist area here, I'm going to come in by my round waist divided by 4. I marked it there. On the hip line, I'm going to mark my round hip divided by 4. All right. So I'm going to now connect from the waistline down to the hip. Like I said, when drafting this or when cutting it directly on your fabric, please go up from the waistline by 2 inches before you start taking your measurement, because you're going to be adding a waistband to it. I forgot to do that here, but I'm going to take away 2 inches from the main skirt once I'm done cutting it. So from here, just connect it back to, let's just call this the full length. Just connect it back this way. So once you're done connecting, just in case you want to be adding a dart to your skirt, for me, I'm not going to be adding that to this one, but just in case you want to add that, come in by 4 inches. My nipple to nipple point is 8 inches, and that divided by 2 is 4. So I came in by 4. For some case, yours can be 3.5. So from that 4 inches, I use the length of 5 inches. So I'm going to now connect it. Okay, so from the waistline, I came down by 5 inches and I'm going to connect it, which is the length of my dart. You can do 6, you can do 4 inches. All right. After connecting it, the next thing I'm going to do is to go out on both sides by 1/2 inch. Okay, so just go out on both sides using 1/2 inch, and you're going to connect it back to the length of your dart. Connect it back this way, and also connect from this other point to meet this point. So this is just how to get your dart. That's if you want to be adding a dart. All right, so this is this here. So I'm going to be adding my stitching allowance, and I'm using 1.5 inch of stitching allowance for this. I'll add it to all the points, and I'm going to go ahead and connect it. Once I'm done connecting this, I'll just go ahead and cut it out. Drafting out a basic skirt is very simple, okay? Even a total beginner can do this. If you are just learning, this video is for you because it is very simple. I'm done drafting mine, and I'll just cut it out and then use this pattern now to cut on my fabric. So just cut it out this way, and I'm also going to cut the waistline. I've placed this on my fabric, as you can see, and I'm going to be cutting out the front pieces first. So I placed the pattern. So from here, I'm now going to measure down to the full length of my skirt. I want it to be 40 inches, but I cut it out using 42 inches. All right, so I marked 42 inches. So those inches are going to be serving as the stitching allowance, okay? Are going to be serving as allowance, so we are going to understand that later. So from the hip, I measured what I have there. I had about 12 inches, and I'm going to take away 1 inch, and then mark 11 inches on the full length of my skirt. You can do 1.5 inch depending on how pointed or how curvy you want the down part to be. Once you're done, just go ahead and then trace out every other thing. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to remove my patterns. So from the waist area here, I just want the waist to be a little bit curved. So what I will do is I'm going to go down by 1/2 inch on the waist area here. Make sure you are doing this only to the front pieces. So come down by 1/2 inch, connect it back to the waist. Okay, connect it back to the waist. Please take note of how I'm placing my ruler. Okay, just connect it back to the waistline this way, and then go ahead and just cut it out. So after cutting this out, you are going to use this now, place it on another fabric to cut out the two back pieces. Alright, so I'm going to place it on my fabric this way. So you can see I had to place the front piece on another fabric to cut out the two back pieces. So this other side is folded. So this part that is folded here, I went out by 1.5 inch again for the zipper allowance. Okay, the back needs to have a zipper allowance, and I connected it down to the full length of my skirt. All right, so make sure you're doing that on the part that is folded from the front pieces. So once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do now is to cut this out. Once you're done cutting this out, you're also going to use this now to cut out your lining pieces. Okay, just use it to cut out the lining pieces. And as for the back waist, I didn't cut it. Okay, so the back waist is longer than the front. Now I have gone ahead to cut this on my lining, but I made my lining 1 inch shorter than the main fabric. Okay, that's so that by the time we are done stitching, it's going to be look like this. The lining is not going to be showing from the end of my skirt. All right, so now that I'm done, I will just go ahead and open up the main fabric this way, and then place the lining piece on it, right sides facing each other. So you are going to make sure you arrange everything properly. Okay, just arrange it. So when you arrange, you will notice that the lining is shorter. It is fine. Just take away 1 inch from the lining. So what you're going to do right now, you're going to start stitching this from the bottom part. Okay, just align the bottom area this way, bring them together this way, and you're going to stitch on it. All right, stitch it down. Just make sure you place them correctly this way. Stitch down this side. After stitching that side, you are now going to start stitching the side. So when you are stitching, your fabric is going to pop out like this, which is fine. Just stitch it as it goes. But if you want to get that, start stitching from the waist area. So guys, I'm done stitching, and this is what it looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. And as for the bottom part, this is what it also looks like. So you can see that the lining is not showing from the down part, rather the fabric is on top of the lining. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So the essence of me doing this is so that by the time I'm done, the lining is not going to be popping from the down part. I also did this to the two back pieces, and this is what it looks like. So right now it's time to stitch them together. You're going to place them right sides facing each other this way, and then go over to your sewing machine and stitch it down. For me, I gave mine 1.5 inch of stitching allowance, so I'm going to be stitching the sides using 1.5 inch of stitching allowance. After I was done stitching down the sides using my stitching allowance, this is what I have. And then I also did same thing on this other side. So guys, remember I told you that when you are drafting out your pattern, you should take away 2 inches before taking your real measurement. So I forgot to do that, and I'm just going to take it out from the main fabric here, so that by the time I add my waistband, it's not going to be too long. Okay, so just take away 2 inches on your pattern paper, or while measuring this. Okay, just take away 2 inches. So I'll just cut this out, just cut it out this way. So right, this is what it looks like. So for my waistband, I have cut out a pieces, and I also ironed my interfacing on it to give it more strength. For the length of this is 5 inches, and when it's unfold, I have 2.5 inch. That 1/2 inch is what I'm going to use to join it to the skirt, and by the time I'm done joining it, I'll have 2 inches left to complete the 2 inches I took away from the skirt. I just hope you understand. So you can either stitch it from the right side this way, turn it over to the left, fold in 1/2 inch and top stitch, or you can stitch it from the wrong side. All right, turn it over, fold in 1/2 inch this way, turn it over to the right, and then top stitch on it. So I'm going to do that to the skirt and then show you guys what it looks like. I'm done stitching, and this is how neat it looks from the inside. All right, you can see I had to stitch from the inside, and I turn it over to the right side, fold in 1/2 inch and top stitch on it. So once you're done with that, the next thing you're going to do now is to add your zipper to it. So for me, I have a zipper that I'm going to be adding to the skirt. All right, so you can add any zip of your choice. All right, so for the zip, this is what I will be using for my zipper. Okay, this is the one I'm going to be using. So I'll just turn it over this way. All right, so this is the zipper here. So from the waist area, I'm going to measure down to somewhere around here. So from here, I'll just come down to about 7 inches. All right, so I'll come down by about 7 inches. So from this 7 inches point, I'm going to come down again by about 18 inches. Okay, 18 inches. So this other side is going to be my slit. All right, you know, you don't have to stitch it all down. You need to leave some part open so that you can be free while walking. So that part is going to be, I'm going to call it my slit. So I'll stitch from here back to that 7 inches point. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and then stitch. So this part is going to be for the zipper. So once I'm done fixing my zip, I'm just going to put this on my mannequin and show you guys what it looks like. This is what it looks like after I was done stitching this, and I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, do not forget to share, like, and also leave a nice comment for me. I'll be seeing all of you in my next one, and I truly hope it was really helpful. Don't forget to share this video so that others can learn as well. See you guys in my next one.